Hello and welcome to our French 1000 Guineas preview live Sunday 3:25, no 4:05, coming from Longchamp. So before we had a look at this, I was going through some of the previous editions of this race. I have to say, none particularly stand out in the memory. It doesn't seem to get won by the classiest of filly historically. And the only horse that I really properly recognised from the last 10 years or so was Blue Rose Sen, and most famously because she was campaigned awfully after her 1000 Guineas.
Yeah.
It's a race that you tend to like, or is it a race where you trust the form, where you're really looking to take on the winner going forward? Do you have any thoughts on the race as a whole? And sorry, I've just landed this on you without pre.
No, that's right. It kind of feels the French. It's almost sort of a means to an end to bigger things later down the line. You know, when you think English 2000 Guineas and 1000 Guineas, it's the race. You know, to get your mile championship. You know, up there in light the season. The French, it seems, will come to it for one of them at least, a stepping stone to other things. So
yeah.
No, I think I'd probably agree with that. But I'm loving the shape of this race.
Yeah. Okay. And that, I imagine, is because there's a short price favourite that you're very much looking to take on, and that is named Zarigana. She is obviously a filly with a lot of class, but also an absolutely massive reputation, which has seen her go off odds on twice, and then just a shade of odds against. Always been a very short price favourite. Grounds won't be anything that she's faced before. She likes to come off the pace. Will she get a strong pace to aim at, potentially with a few Ballydoor horses in there? She looks skinny, but would like her to win. I don't know, that's my take on it, but what about you?
Well, first of all, I said when she looks skinny, is this your sort of idea of a horse's conformation physique comment, or are you talking about?
No. The price-wise, all price-wise, yeah. I would hardly be able to tell if a horse is skinny or a horse is lardy.
No, indeed. Yes, so well, you know me too well, James. Yeah, when there's a short price favourite that I don't like, I tend to get very excited, and this is one. Look, she's got a big chance here. She's the logical favourite, but this 6-4 best price I find absolutely bewildering. By the way, she won on this sort of ground first time out in Chantilly last year. I don't think Connection's particularly worried about the ground, so I don't think that's a concern. What is more of a concern is her last two races are not those of a 5-4 1000 Guineas contender. I was there on Arc Day when she was shocked by stablemate Vertical Blue in the Prix Marcel Boussec over course and distance, and that was quite the shock. Now, she ran well, and those two were clear. But on her return, was it Neck Win from She's Perfect, who's 14-1 here? Now, that's the prep. She'll come on for it. But, you know, when you've got 5-4 in a 13-horse field, you want all your sort of ducks in a row, don't you? All your criteria boxes ticked, and no.
Okay, well, for me, the reason her last two races wouldn't have blown you away is because she needed to make up a lot of ground off a slow pace. Now, Connections, I know I've just questions. Questions got Mandanabar in here. Same owner, same trainer. Would they go forward with Mandanabar?
Yeah, you'd think so, because, or at least run in a fairly advanced position, because this one will stay further. And Connections, I was just reading their comments in the Paris Turf French equivalent of Racing Post last night, this morning, and they're basically talking about this as a good route to the Prix Diane, the French Oaks. That last race, last time out, was over 9 furlongs. This is a drop back. The horse she beat there, it's, by the way, is going to run 2 hours before this in the 1:33 on Longchamp, so that's probably worth watching, because if that one, is it Flaming Stone? Judd Monfils?
Flaming Stone, yeah, who has 2-year-olds, put 4 lengths on flight.
10 furlongs in the Prix Saint-Hilary at 1:33. But if she looks like a good one there, then that clearly is a form box ticked. But there's something to me suggests that this race is not the be all and end all for this filly. It's a means to an end. So yeah, I wouldn't be having her. I'd be surprised if she was second favourite as well. I don't think the French think another filly should be clear second favourite.
Okay, and I'm guessing that horse is the current favourite, Better Together. I actually don't have a particularly strong opinion on her at the minute, but get the impression you do. So what are your thoughts?
Well, it's not that I'm excited about her per se. It's just that she's a double figure price in the betting. She's 10 to 1. I mean, certainly if one was a trading player, I'd be absolutely staggered if she wasn't shorter than that. She'll be as the sole Andre Fabre representative, the Juddmonte filly, who's done nothing wrong, won the classic, the traditional trial, for one of the traditional trials for this in the Prix Impudence at Deauville. Nothing on the form book suggests that she's the likely winner here, but it's so unexposed. We don't know how much upside, and I think the French will be very much on board her. She wouldn't be my choice. I'm not betting her. That was a mild position, which I'll look to trade later because I don't think she'll start double figure price. But uninteresting. Not uninteresting. Unexposed.
Okay, so trading recommendation for Better Together. Exactly. She's next in the market. I, for one, think that they've got the Ballydoyle prices the wrong way round. I quite liked... I think Bedtime Story was just a definitely better 2-year-old than Exactly. And then Exactly didn't exactly blow us away on her comeback. Aidan O'Brien's run is running well first time out at the minute. So I'd be leaning towards Bedtime Story over Exactly, but you're not of the same persuasion, are you?
No, we've got a real head-to-head going on here.
Yeah.
Because I can't have Bedtime Story at all, and I'm loving Exactly. Does a first time out. I mean, that might be true of some of his Derby trials, Aidan O'Brien, but the Guineas didn't go so well in England, either one for him with first time outers. And Bedtime, the real problem, Bedtime Story is it's a story of a downward trajectory, isn't it? Amazing. It was one of the performances of Royal Ascot, then won another good group 2, beating Exactly easily, then beat Exactly less easily next time out, then was last of 5, and was at the Moyglare Stud on Irish Champions Weekend, then again didn't run well, and these last 3 races all being too keen, didn't run well on Art Day in the Marcel Boussac. So whereas Exactly, even though she's only won a couple of her 8 races, the form lines of her until last season or reappearance, the last 3 form lines these are really, really strong form lines, and I like the fact that she's had a prep run. She was in an unpromising position, finished strongly second to Swelter, who's going to come short price now in the Irish 1,000 guineas. Choice of Ryan Moore. I have backed her, and I might even back her again, because now we're getting, with the 4 place houses, which are, by the way, Bet365, William Hill, Unibet, and Betfred. You can get 9 to 1. She's 10 to 1 elsewhere. If you stays double figures, I might go back in each way. I think she's going to run a really big race.
Okay. Right. Yeah. Well, we'll see who comes out on top in that one. Bedtime Story, half sister Content. She also started off her season quite well last season, then tailed off significantly towards the end. They seem to be just from a family that is quite inconsistent, but if you can catch them on their day, they're a top class family. Next in line, probably not so impeccably bred, would be She's Perfect. So she very much got the run of the race against Zarigana, as mentioned, has got Shoemark on board for Charlie Fellows. She'll be looking to go forward again, hopefully dictates a slow pace. Do you like her at all?
if you took out all prices and you were just looking at the horses, I don't think I would like, and I wouldn't expect her to repeat that win over Zarigana second time out. It was a slowly run race, and she was racing very forwardly and took it up and got caught. That said, everything comes down to price, doesn't it? And Zarigana's 6-4, and she's perfect. You can get 14-1. So I would understand why people might want to play her at that price, not least as if it turns out to be not that fast a pace and she's forwardly placed. What I don't really like about this is I wonder if is this a big owned by sort of social media influencer, isn't she? And there's a big story about that. I wouldn't know about such things, but I don't know if they want to run her. But she almost won one of the trials. She's earned her place here, but I'm not quite sure about what the background noise is going on.
Yeah, Basher Watts he seems to be doing quite well out of producing this journey, and he's making some quite interesting and engaging content out of it. It's fun to follow. So good luck to Basher. We'll move on to Daylight. I really don't like Daylight at all. She clashed with a few the big hitters last year, Lake Victoria, Whistle Jacket. And then she's even got form in behind some less classy types. Would be concerned that she's not going to get the trip. I'd have her quite a bit longer.
You can get 20-1 on her. What I will say about Daylight is, and I agree, I'd have doubts going up to a mile on breeding as well. But she was third in the trial, won by Better Together. I think that's the Prix-Impudence. Beaten a length and a quarter. Sort of faded in the latter stages, which doesn't really fill with enthusiasm. But she started out at 9-10 favourite on the strength of her 2-year-old campaign. So, from 9-10 for the trial, after disappointing, straight out to 20-1. Again, she's races forwardly. Would it be the greatest prize in the world if she got a piece of this at 20-1? Perhaps not. I don't like her, but I am prepared to accept that when you start getting 20-1 plus, horses have become difficult to completely rule out as an idea. But yeah, broadly passed. That was her first run of the season. Maybe she comes forward. So kind of more neutral on her, given the big prize.
Yeah. I'm expecting there to be plenty of daylight between her and the winner. Moving on, we have got the Sangster filly Celestial Orbit. So Sangster has mentioned concerns about the ground. Her best form is on good ground. So a bit perplexed as to why he's concerned. Also out of No Nay Never, who obviously Scat Daddy, they like fast ground. 20-1, it must appeal based on how his fillies ran last week.
It does. He's got a wealth of distaff talent in his stable, hasn't he? With saddling the second and third home in the English 1,000 Guineas last weekend. Both fillies ran fantastic races. He finds it difficult to split the three. I think I get the feeling he really likes all three. You're right. They have been wanting rain, and even though there was cut in the Fred Darling when she was second to Zanzoon, as you say, there's plenty of faster ground form there. So I don't quite get it. And I think this has to be an each way play, doesn't it? She's drawn very well. And again, and here you go, William Hill, who are doing 4 places, a standout 20-1. They've only just pushed that out. After we finish this, I will cycle down to my local branch of William Hill and 20-1 on Celestial Orbit, cracking each way bet.
I have to say, I will reach to my phone and be thankful of the fact that I have access to a William Hill account and put on the 20-1 myself without leaving. Okay, so for me, the two of interest have been Bedtime Story and Celestial Orbit. But are there any of the outsiders 20-1 plus that you like?
Let's just briefly on that. So that's good. We've got a complete head-to-head on the
O'Brien fillies.
Derek Smith O'Brien fillies, yeah, and complete agreement on Celestial Orbit. I suppose I'd just mention a couple of outsiders who haven't drawn well. Godspeed has got the worst draw, but it's not it's not an 18-horse field like the Colts equivalent 40 minutes earlier. She came home in one of those trials right from the rear, when the rear was not where you wanted to be. I'm just trying to get that form up now. So I thought that was a possible source of progression, though on the form book she's got it all to do. The other one that caught the eye is Merrily. So one of the outsiders, I mean, obviously the third string here for Ballydoyle. William Buick is not a catastrophic jockey booking, and although she was very in and out as a 2-year-old, she had that good win in the Oh So Sharp Stakes at Newmarket. If one was going to pop up at a huge price, and coming back to said William Hill in their 4 places, they've just pushed Merrily out to 40 to 1. Yeah, I'll have a little play 40 to 1 on a filly who can be talented. Her reappearance was dreadful, but we know how the stables reappearances can be. You know how horses can really come on from that. So I'll have a little fun with Merrily.
Yeah, no, the Oh So Sharp looks quite strong form. Got Cathedral, who's running this afternoon, so we'll get a line on the form there, and obviously Flight in 3rd place, and we saw how well she ran last weekend. So I can see that Merrily, and William Buick, obviously one of the hottest jockeys in the world right now. So I can see that being tempting at 40. So we've got a little bit of a tri-cast. One of the Aidan O'Brien fillies, Celestial Orbit, and Merrily, another one of the Aidan O'Brien's fillies. You can take your pick out of who was like Bedtime Story and You Were Exactly, and there you go, fill the places. And maybe next year you can pay for trips.
I think it would be unfair not to mention the horse who was second home, beaten only a length in the Prix-Impudence, Gouffran, very sort of unknown trainer, unknown to me anyway, Hedy Gabri, 2-year-old form, nothing. Again, in that 133, a Flaming Stone runs well. If they're putting Gouffran out to, for 25, 33 to 1, that could look a lot as before the race.
Yeah, Gouffran, daughter of Oasis Dream. Oasis Dream got quite a few runners across the French Guineas this weekend, so interesting to see how they go.
How old Oasis Dream, by the way? He's been around forever.
I know. I think he's in his late 20s. Let me see if I can get that up here. He was born 30th of March 2000, so 25 this year.
Still getting strong.
Quite incredible, yeah. 15,000 stud fee. He must be a bit of a multi-millionaire for Juddmonte now. Okay. But I think that's a wrap, unless you've got anything left to say.
No, probably the only one will be particularly the Colts race, which I didn't mention at the end of the last preview. 18-horse race around a bend at Longchamp. This wouldn't be one to go wild on. That's just harking back to something we were discussing earlier.
Okay. Right. Well, thank you very much. Thank you to you guys for watching. Again, like, comment, let us know what you think. Let us know who you're on. Let us know how you do after the race. Always good to hear. And we will see you in the next. Au revoir.